Welcome, math students. Dr. John here. We're going to be looking at another rational expression, preparing you for grade 11 pre-calculus exams. We want to simplify this expression, this rational expression, and state any non-permissible values. We have three different expressions here, separated with a minus sign and a plus sign. This is a 5, a 2, and a 3. X squared minus 1, x squared plus 4x plus 3, x squared plus 2x minus 3. Each are slightly different. First step that we want to do in this, obviously, if we want to add and subtract them, we'll want to find a common denominator. So let's factor each of these. I'm going to start with this one, write it up here, and then I'll try to factor it. Here we are with this term under here in the denominator. Let's see if we can factor it. This has to be an x, this has to be an x. Since this is positive and this is positive, both of these have to be positive. What is it that multiplies to 3 and adds to 4? Well, this is one of the easier ones. This multiplies to give you 3. This is 1x plus 3x. That gives you 4x. I'm going to take that one and write that under here so we have that as a handy-dandy reference. I have written this one, the factored form of this, under here, and taken this next denominator written up here. Let's see if we can factor it as well. We'll again make two sets of brackets, x and x. That's very simple. This is going to have to be a 1 and a 3. We know that. Now it's just a matter of, that's the only choice we have. So now it's just a matter of where do we put the plus sign. Well, the positive has to be bigger, so we'll go like this. And now let's check it. Minus 1x plus 3x, that works. This works, this works. That's correct. Let me write that down here so we have it for a reference. I have taken this factored, written it under here. This is the only thing that we need to factor yet. Those of you who have done this quite a bit before will recognize this as being a difference of squares, being x plus 1 times x minus 1, but I'll write that in there just so we have it ready. Here we are. We've factored every one of the denominators. The numerators are really simple, nothing to factor there. To add them up now, we're going to find a common denominator. Treat these just like you would prime factors. So if this is 2 times 3 and this is 2 times 5, we'll need a 2 and a 3 and a 5. So let me illustrate that for you. Let's say this one was a 2, this was a 2, this was a 3, this was a 5. We would need 1, 2, which is one of these, and we would need a 3 and a 5 as our denominator. We'd need 2. We already have a 2 there, so we just need 1, a 3, and a 5. We would need all of these as a denominator. So in this case, we'll have to treat these as prime factors, and we'll need each of these. So we're going to need an x plus 1 and an x minus 1 in the denominator. I'm going to write that all out here. X plus 1, x minus 1. We're going to need all of these. That already covers this one and this one. And then we'll need an x plus 3. Now we have, this would be our common denominator. If we're going to make this our common denominator, we have to figure out what do we multiply each of the numerators by. Well, we'll take a look at each of these individually. This one over here already has an x plus 1 and x minus 1. It's just missing the x plus 3. So if we're going to multiply that by the denominator, we have to multiply that over here as well. So this will be multiplied by x plus 3. It looks like a power. I'm just writing it in there smaller so we don't confuse it with the actual question. And I'm using a lighter blue. This one has the x plus 1 here and the x plus 3, but it doesn't have the x minus 1. So we're going to multiply both the top and the bottom by x minus 1, as I've done here. This one has the x minus 1, the x plus 3, these two, but not this one. So now we're going to take each of these factors here, multiply them by the thing that we need to multiply, and write them on the numerator. Let's do one at a time in different colors. This one is 5x plus 15. The second one would be 2x minus 1, but we have to be extra careful. This minus sign belongs with the 2. Minus 2x. And the minus sign with this will cancel that minus sign, plus 2. So that's this middle term. Then this last term here will be 3 times x and 3 times 1, plus 3. Each of these terms I've written up. This is the first term, or the first rational expression. This is the second one. This is the third one. Now we want to add up all the terms in the numerator. So here we have 5x minus 2x plus 3x. These two will make 1x, so that's going to be 6x. So all the x's will be 6x. And then all the numbers, 15 plus another 5 is 20. 6x plus 20 is our numerator. What can we take out of that? Well, we can take out a 2 and leave us with a 3x plus 10. Does that help us? That doesn't help us cancel anything, so we could leave it like this if we wanted to, or we could factor it like this if we wish. So one more step, I'm just going to rewrite the final answer all out really neatly here. Nice neat box around it. That was the first part of the question. We wanted to simplify. The next thing is we want to state any non-permissible values. In this case, we don't worry about the numerator. We're not flipping anything. There's no division involved. It's just addition and subtraction. So we don't worry about the numerator. We're just worried about the denominator. The non-permissible values are times where any of these terms will become 0. Well, here, if x equals plus or minus 1, it would be 0. And here, if x equals minus 3, it would be 0. So those would be the non-permissible values. Plus or minus 1 or minus 3. You don't have to write plus or minus 1. You can write out 1, minus 3, if that's easier for you to follow. There we go. That's that question. Hope that helped. Come back for another question, and I'll prepare you for grade 11 pre-calculus exams. Bye-bye.